This is such an important video. These are 3 things to never do around a woman ever when you are dating. Now, if you make these mistakes, they are oftentimes not recoverable, meaning you do not get to regain her attraction. She is probably going to lose complete attraction for you, and the whole relationship is probably going to be over. So not only will this video make sure that you don't make all of these mistakes in the future, but this will also show you what not to do if you're currently dating a woman. This is something that every man has to learn, understand, and internalize at any age, any height, any income level, and any amount of status. The game applies to everyone. There is no man that gets a hall pass with any of this. So stay tuned because this video will help you. Now, I built a community of over 1,200 men coming together to help them learn, understand, and master the language of women. And this is what a guy messaged me inside of there. He goes, after language of women, what else is it used for? Meaning the community. He was referencing like, well, what's the point of even being here, right? I didn't see that message come through. And then today I see another one. He goes, I take that back, period. The feedback you get from this community, it's unreal. He goes, I won't be going anywhere. I have built some of the coolest things for you in my life to help you actually learn, understand, and master the language of women, and a variety of processes that any man can use to make their dating life easier. So after today's video is over, go down in the description and see all the cool stuff that I made for you, because I guarantee you, you'll be very, very satisfied. Okay, important video. Okay, guys, please do not make these mistakes. The woman that you love, the woman that you think is so beautiful, your long-term girlfriend, I don't even care if it's your wife, you start making these mistakes and you're going to be single real quick. You've lost your masculine energy, you've lost your masculine frame, you've lost your overall strength and essence, and you've become emotionally weak and emotionally attached. There's a few different blind spots that men don't see. Okay, so these are the 3 things to never show a woman, because what's going to happen is this shows that you have lost your masculinity and your stoicism that she needs to have the confidence in you. Okay, so stick with me. Now, the only way that I can teach you these 3 things is we have to first look at the differences between how men view attraction versus how women view attraction. So men care about how she looks, women care about how he acts. You have to act correctly. So men do not get a hall pass to act incorrect ever. I don't care if you play professional football. I don't care if you're a famous musician. Okay, there's no man on earth that gets a hall pass to act incorrectly. Okay? No man on earth. I don't care if you're 6'5". I don't care if you have model quality looks. I don't care if you're a Chad. I don't care if you have status. The answer is no. You do not get to come incorrect. If you come incorrect, she will leave you for a different guy who comes correct. Keep that in mind, okay? You act wrong, you lose your masculine frame, and now she's turned off. She cares about how you act. It's an act. Yes, learn how to act. For some of you where you go, well, I don't want to be a different person. Well, okay, be single then. You better learn how to change how you're acting so you act the right way to get the results you want, okay? You need to act properly in life. If I want to be a bodybuilder, I need to act the way a bodybuilder acts, which means I need to be disciplined. If I want to be a famous musician, I need to act like a musician, where I show up and I do the things required. If I want to act, okay, like a marathon runner, I better do the things that a marathon runner would do, okay, and act in those habits. If you want to be good with women, you need to act the right way, okay? It's an act. And what happens is you act the right way long enough, it becomes you. Okay? So you act wrong, you lose masculine frame, she's turned off. So when it comes to a man's attraction for a woman, it's completely opposite, okay? Completely opposite. She could say some stuff that you think is weird, okay? Doesn't really matter what comes out of her mouth. She might act goofy or say something weird. You don't really care how she's acting a whole lot because the guy goes, well, she's still hot. Okay, that's the difference. Men care about how she looks. Women care about how he acts. This is the first thing you have to understand. I don't care how that makes you feel. I don't care if that hurts your feelings. If you're acting goofy if you're joking around with your friends, making all these weird noises, when you guys laugh and all this, she's going to get turned off. Okay, that's just how it goes. So now that we know this, the first thing that we have to do is we have to look at the number one thing that guys do once they've attracted the woman that turns her off. And the number one thing that most guys do is they show a lot of emotion or cuddling or kissing post-sex. They've slept with the girl and now they want to become all emotional. Okay, and now you're demonstrating weakness. So when you do this, you are severely losing your value by the second. Because the reason why she slept with you in the first place is because who you are and who you represented was rooted in strength. Well, now you're becoming emotionally attached and now you're rooted in weakness. So she wants to obviously be the woman, okay, in the relationship, which means you do the smashing. You're the active force, the penetrative force in life. You need to act like the man. Well, what does that mean? That means you get all emotional. You start wanting to kiss and handhold and cuddle too much afterwards and all this stuff. Watch her not want to sleep with you again ever. When she wants some good D, okay, she wants to be fully feminine. Completely feminine. So what that means is she's not craving intimacy like you think. She's craving a feminine experience, which means you need to act like a man. So you start getting all lovey-dovey, watch her not want to sleep with you anymore again ever. She's like, yeah, he's weak, I'm done with him. I don't want his energy around me, get him away. That's what she's thinking, okay? So that's first. Becoming overly emotional and overly attached once you've slept with her. Okay, she needs to know that you still have remained strong and masculine with your own emotional fortitude. That's number one. Okay, number two, the second thing to never show a woman ever, under any circumstances, she doesn't want to see this, it's going to turn her off. The second thing that you do not want to show her is that you do not have control of a situation. Let me give you an example. Let's say you lost your job. I lost my job and I have no money. Or I'm going to run low on money. You better act as if you can get a second job quickly. You better act as if your business is about to do better. You better act as if you have everything under control. A woman does not want to see that you do not have control of a situation. I don't care if internally you feel all shook up because you don't know what your next moves are. You need to remain controlled and stoic and rational to make the right decisions. The second that she sees you getting all worked up, she now has loss of confidence in you. And now she's really going to pull away. You're in a bad situation. Maybe you lost a loved one, you lost a family member. You need to show strength. You need to act as if. Yes, it's painful, but you're able to carry on. You're able to have the strength. You better learn how to act as if. What is this word I keep saying? I keep saying act. You need to act as if. Well, I drew a little line over to here, okay? Right at this point, when I say if you've lost your job, you better act as if. If you're in a bad situation, you better act as if you have everything under control. Let's draw a line under this word act right here. Why did I draw a little dotted line back to this word over here? Because women care about how a man acts. You better act correctly. You can't get out of this with status. You can't get out of this with how tall you are. You can't get out of this with how good looking you are. You can't get out of this with a sports car. This is internal. She cares about how you act. It's energy. Okay? Her confidence level in you is based on your confidence level in yourself and how you act. So that's why I keep saying this word. That means as a masculine man, at first, if it's not you, you better learn how to be a good actor. Right? You better learn how to do that, or it's not going to get easier. So you need to carry yourself with total certainty at all times. Total certainty. Unshakable confidence and total certainty. Yes, I am right because I know what I'm doing. If I'm wrong, I am confident that I can make the right decision and adjust. Absolute certainty no matter what. Complete confidence, complete conviction in yourself. She needs to look at you as if you are an unmovable force. You cannot be moved from any bad circumstance. You are that stable and that strong. Okay? You need to carry yourself with total certainty at all times. Now, if you do this, society is going to tell you that you're arrogant, you're cocky, or that you're a prick. I say screw that. Don't listen to any of that shit. Because here's what you have to understand. That right there is going to completely backfire, okay? You start to think that you can open up, let your guard down, be more vulnerable, and now she pulls away. She wants to know that you have complete certainty in the direction that you're going, or else she's not going to want to follow your lead. So, this is the exact energy that she wants and that she needs, okay? When you have this energy, she can actually imagine being intimate with you. She can actually imagine those experiences with you. But it is not until you learn how to carry yourself the right way that you're actually going to have that experience with her. So keep that in mind. Now, number 3, okay? The third thing that you never want to show her. You never want to show her that you ever had to improve. Is it important to maintain your fitness in the gym? Yes, of course, but you do not want to tell her that you had this big fitness transformation and this whole journey. You do not want to show her that you have ever had to struggle. You just want to show that you are self-made as is with the final product right there in front of her. That's what you want. You never want to tell or show that you've had to improve. I'm going to explain why. What you want her to think at all times is that you were just born this way. You were just born this way. You are just this type of guy. And here's why. You need her to not doubt your genetics. Okay? You want her to look at you and go, wow, he was born with six-pack abs. Wow, he was born looking like this. Wow, he was born with a lean aesthetic physique. Okay? You do not want to show any amount of improvement. You do not want to show past photos of your transformation journey. If you had one, nothing like that. Women want to see a finished product. If she sees, like in the past, you were a different guy, okay, now she goes, well, what the hell? That's not him. That's not the guy who's in front of me. Okay, you want her to not doubt your genetics. This is very important. This is, once again, coming back to my original statement. She cares about how you act. Okay, so notice, the guy has improved. The guy has made himself the finished product, but now he talks too much. He says the wrong things. He acts incorrectly, and she's gone. Okay? If she sees that you are different, she goes, well, that's not him. Now, at all times, we are demonstrating total confidence and that we were just born this way. That's what we're demonstrating. I was born this way. I was born competent. I was born smart. I was born strong. I was born good at making money. I was born charismatic. I was born charming. I was born just knowing how to track my macros and eat the right foods. I was just born this way. This is what you want her to see. Now, this is hardest. All of these things that I just described, number 1, number 2, and number 3, you are probably going to have to go through a stage in your life where you make mistakes. This is the hardest to do with the most feminine women, because the most feminine women are very good at getting you to lower your guard and to make you start talking more. Okay, so let me give you an example. There's a very big difference between a hot woman and a feminine woman. In fact, this is not correlated at all. You can be like, for example, if you're dating, okay, you can find a woman who's very hot, but she might not be feminine. Okay? This is the hardest to do with feminine women. Okay, feminine women, here's the thing. They talk very sweet, they're very caring, and through their mannerisms, they're going to naturally convince you that you can let your guard down. Okay? Then they leave once you open up. This was a massive test and you failed the test. Okay? So if you can understand these things, you can have way better relationships than most men. I would say with most guys that you see today, this is why their relationships fail. These 3 things are probably why their marriages fail. Like, think about it. He gets too emotionally attached, okay? And specifically, like during romance or if those two are sleeping together, what's actually happening if he's going very weak for her and he's becoming attached is he's actually giving into his own lust. Not good. That's number 1. Number 2, that you don't have control of a situation, or that you don't have the situation under control if something bad happened, like if you lost your job or something. This is going to be a huge issue for most guys and why their confidence lowers. And last but not least, if you started to show that in your past you weren't this guy, well, the more she starts to discover about you, then she starts to question your value. So these 3 mistakes are some of the biggest that men do. And most guys go through their entire relationship life completely blind to these. If you can spot these, you're going to have way better dating dynamic with any woman that you date.